Adam here from the Walzer Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is compare a couple of trim levels on the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. Now we'll look at the interiors, exteriors, and then see which one might just be perfect for you. Let's begin with this one. Now this is the Ionosphere green color. So this is actually a 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9, and this particular trim level is going to be the Performance and the Limited. So there's about 3 different trim levels when you're looking at sort of the base model. You're going to have your S, your SE, and then the SEL. Then we go up to the Performance models. So you're going to be looking at a Limited, a Calligraphy, and then a Calligraphy Design. Good, now we got the confusing stuff out of the way. So let's look at some of the cool equipment. Now this particular Limited, I love the front styling that Hyundai has gone with. They've kind of kept that hexagonal look that goes through, or kind of the digital feel like you get on the IONIQ 5. You'll notice up front, there's also air vents that open up to help with cooling, as well as a little bit of aerodynamics. There's lots of really cool technology and safety built into these new vehicles. Now all of the Limited Performance models are gonna get these 21-inch wheels until you go to the Calligraphy Design, which is going to be a little bit different style wheel. But this is the H-Track. So in Hyundai terms, that's the all-wheel drive. Now some of the lower tier trim levels will change the range, as well as the option to have either a 2-wheel or an all-wheel drive model. So the rear wheel drive would be a single rear mounted 215 horsepower motor. Now there's going to be 2 all-wheel drive long range versions. That's going to add about 89 horsepower to the front motor for a total of 303. Now then when we jump to the performance model, that's when we either get a pair of 211 horsepower motors. That's going to combine for 422 horsepower output. Now all of these models do share a 110 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. It's an 800 volt architectural system, and you can use the North American Charging Standard charging ports, which is pretty convenient. Now, depending on which type of charging you're using, Hyundai says you can go from about 10 to 80% in as low as 24 minutes. That's going to be on a 350 kilowatt hour charger. It does get a little bit slower depending on the charge rates you're looking at, but just know there's a lot of range and capability built into these vehicles. Now, looking at this Limited model, if we're talking about the range, this particular one would be rated at 311 or 320 when you're looking at the long-range IONIQ 9. So that is quite a bit of range out of these full-size SUVs. Now, the biggest thing about the Hyundai IONIQ 9 is it comes in above the 5 and the 6 as being their third-row SUV. It's just a little bit bigger than the Palisade, but inside is really where these shine. Now, to check out the inside of the IONIQ 9, let's hop over to the Performance Calligraphy. We'll start with the second row. Check that out over there. Now, in the second row of the IONIQ 9, again, this is the Calligraphy. There is a bunch of really cool equipment in here. Now, the third row, there is plenty of room back there. Now, there's going to be a bench seat as well as the captain's chairs. The 2 we have here today are the captain's chair versions, and this Calligraphy does get the 2-tone interior. It does look really cool. There's a lot of different options. There's even a green that you can do in here. It looks sweet, and these seats are really comfortable. Now, it is a power seat for my side as well. So what's nice on the side here, these little foot rests actually lean out. This folds back. Actually, at the click of a button, even down low, for the little kids, they can push the button, that'll fold and kind of push the seat forward, all power, so they can hop into the third row. I think the third row is best seated for maybe smaller adults or kids. They won't have any problem back there. Where I sit at 6'1", where I was driving earlier, it feels like a minivan in here. I have so much room. These are heated and ventilated seats, and we do have a 3rd zone climate control back here. Plus, I can access the armrest. There's even a huge storage cubby down here. There's tons of creature comforts, whether that's in the door with the little sunshades, cup holders, USB charging everywhere. It is very comfortable. But let's hop up, we'll check out the driver's seat. Now, from the driver's seat of the IONIQ 9, I did spend a little bit of time on the road this morning, and I was blown away. The quiet of the interior was boggling my mind. For something that you'd expect would maybe be the quiet and comfort of a German luxury SUV, there's a different glass used in the front and second row, and having no gas-powered engine, the quiet out on the road was unbelievable. It's extremely comfortable. These seats are also very wide, but what's cool, you can actually program it. So if I change the drive mode from an eco, normal, or down into sport mode, the bolsters actually pinch in automatically, and you can actually have a lot of fun. Like I said, it's over 400 horsepower, but this doesn't drive like a minivan or like a large SUV with 3 rows. This drives a lot more like the IONIQ 5 to me. Now, a few other really cool things in here. The big difference between the Limited and actually the Calligraphy, this one gets the two-tone leather wrap steering wheel in here. There's also a heads-up display. So that wouldn't be available on the Limited. That only goes up to the Calligraphy. And then there's a few other minor things. Some of the interior details are going to be a little bit different. And again, this two-tone seat does come up here. These are heated, they're ventilated, and one of my favorite things, the heated steering wheel. Now, obviously, if your family is going to be in the vehicle, you're going to want to make sure you're safe, and Hyundai absolutely delivers on that front. Things like emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control. There's so much safety built into these vehicles. You literally could spend an entire video just talking about the safety and convenience features. Now, one other thing found in the Calligraphy is Hyundai's smart parking system. So if you find yourself in a really tight parking space, maybe you're downtown, you can actually use the key fob to move the vehicle forward and back in a parking space. It is a pretty awesome feature, and when you need it in a pinch, it certainly helps out. Now, we do have all of our touch haptic senses down here for the climate control, some of the other stuff going on, and then we do get a dual zone climate control. But one thing I didn't mention on the seats, these are massaging. So in the Calligraphy, there's a little button on the side here. You have 3 different levels of massaging seat, and this one also gets kind of a lower leg rest that can fold out. These seats, you can take a nap in here. It's so comfortable and quiet. I just love the interior layout of this. Now, we also get wireless Apple CarPlay, as well as Android Auto. So that's going to give you text messaging, Google Maps, Spotify, and you can press and hold the voice control and actually use Siri in there. Plus just the standard Hyundai menu, built-in navigation. You can see your weather, a ton of stuff in here, as well as all of your EV information, where to charge, how much power you have, and so on. It just gives you all of that right at arm's reach. Then on the other side, digital gauge cluster here. It's going to be the same for pretty much all the IONIQ 9. It's just giving you a quick look at your pertinent information. Now, one other thing that's pretty cool down here, you have a camera button. So this has the full 360 camera on the higher up, or kind of the performance trim levels. So that's going to show you out front, side to side, a full 360. If you hit something, you'd have to be trying pretty hard, because that backup camera does a great job of showing you what's going on. Plus the Calligraphy adds the digital rear view mirror up here. So if you're going on a long road trip, you got a bunch of stuff piled in the back, can't see out of the regular mirror, the digital one definitely helps you out there. Now, lastly, this one gets the suede, or kind of that Alcantara headliner, which does feel really nice in here, and then the full panoramic sunroof. Absolutely, with the lighter interior, or if you're opting for the black interior, certainly opens it up. There's so much stuff in here. You could spend hours going through. I mean, the Bose sound system's incredible, the comfort of everything, the USB charging, even this armrest moves forward and back, so you can get extremely comfortable in here. There's even a fingerprint scanner. There's so much cool tech and safety. I think if you're looking for a third row SUV, whether you're maybe looking at the Rivian or some of the other awesome options that are available today, I think the IONIQ 9 is definitely one to add to the list to come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look at the new 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our locations. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.